Titanic Anniversary, Part Number 1, Maiden Voyage. The date is April 10, 1912, from Southampton, England, to New York and New York City, USA, with stopovers Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, Ireland. Passenger liner RMS Titanic.
At 10 a.m., White Star's chartered boat train from Waterloo Station pulls up next to Titanic. In addition to travelers from London, the train also carries people from Liverpool whose ships have been docked by the coal strike. All begin to board the ship from special gangways that connect directly to the railway carriages. Titanic's range of passengers is like a cross-section of the Edwardian society that has made her possible. Whether they are magnates and heirs happy to spend thousands of pounds on a transatlantic jaunt, or humble people who have earned their passage to America in the shops and mills of the wealthy, all are ready to entrust their lives to Titanic for the next week. At the stroke of noon on Wednesday, April 10th, Titanic's huge steam whistle bellows. Her lines are cast off, and she eases away from her berth. Passengers crowd the deck rails to wave their jubilant farewells to those on the dock. Photographers click away wildly. One newsman is thoroughly impressed.
The vision of the great liner as she moved away from Southampton Quay forms an imperishable memory. She looked so colossal and so queenly.
5 tugboats lead Titanic through the channel of the River Test. History is being made. Titanic's propellers turn as the tugs cast off their lines. Her size and power set up a strong current in the narrow, crowded channel. A ship owned by the American line, the steamer New York, rises on Titanic's swell. As she falls, her lines break with sounds like gunshots. Her bow is sucked uncontrollably into Titanic's wake. Harbor pilot George Boyer reverses Titanic's engines at the last second. The tugboat Vulcan heads off the drifting liner, stopping her just 4 feet from Titanic's hull. Titanic waits for New York to be floated out of the way before cautiously proceeding. Now 1 hour behind schedule, she turns into Southampton water and makes for open sea. Off from Southampton, but many of Titanic's passengers are too busy with their first lunch to watch the maneuvers that follow. In the rhythm of shipboard life, meals are the perfect social event, whether to catch up with old friends or make new ones. First and second classes have an array of lounges, reception areas, smoking rooms, and other places to congregate. Third class has fewer options, but all have free access to a designated deck space. Titanic arrives at the deepwater port of Cherbourg, France, 77 miles south of Southampton. She rides at anchor while passengers, baggage, and mail bags are ferried from the dock by Nomadic and Traffic, 2 specially designed White Star tenders. Of the 274 new passengers, half are wealthy travelers on vacation, and over 1/3 are emigrants from Europe and the Middle East. 24 people and 1 canary leave the ship after history's most glamorous cross-channel commute. By 8:30, Titanic is ready to leave Cherbourg. Her lights sparkle in the clear evening as she raises anchor and steams out into the English Channel. Class passengers joining Titanic at Cherbourg are wealthy Americans and Britons, accustomed to the luxury they are about to experience. Millionaire John Jacob Astor IV and his young wife Madeline are returning from their honeymoon, braced for scandal in New York. Outspoken philanthropist Margaret Molly Brown, fashion designer Lucille Lady Duff Gordon and her titled husband Sir Cosmo, President Taft's military advisor Major Archibald Butt, mining tycoon Benjamin Guggenheim and his mistress Madame Aubert.
Last and final stop, Queenstown, Ireland. 11/1912. The Titanic is now arriving in Queenstown, Ireland. Now, as you can see, the Titanic is preparing to leave. Sherbrooke is preparing to leave is preparing to leave Queenstown, Ireland. Final destination, New York City.
ocean deep, its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. O Christ, whose voice the waters heard, and hushed their raging at thy word, who walkest on the foaming deep, and calm amid the storm did sleep. O hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. O Holy Spirit, who didst brood upon the waters dark and rude, and bid their angry tumult cease, and give for wild confusion peace. O hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. O Trinity of love and power, our brethren, shield in dangers out, from rock and tempest, fire and foe. Protect them wheresoe'er they go. Thus evermore shall rise to thee glad hymns of praise from land and sea. O Holy Spirit, who didst brood upon the waters dark and rude, and bid their angry tumult cease, and give for wild confusion peace. O hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. O Trinity of love and power, our brethren, shield in dangers out, from rock.
That will be the last sunset Titanic ever seen.
And tempest, fire and foe, protect them wheresoe'er they go. Thus evermore shall rise to thee glad hymns of praise from land and sea.
To be continued.